special event today. We're at Pittsburgh Build AIA. We got the sales team here. We got to see a lot of familiar faces so far.
Yeah.
I don't know, just tell us what so far. We're halfway through the day. What's your thought process and what do you think?
First of all, I'll start off the day and went to one of these modules, learned a ton about the whole future of AI, virtual reality, all the cool technology that's coming down the road here for the construction industry and the architectural industry. So I would say I got to learn a lot of really cool stuff about the future of like where our business is actually going to be going and like how we can be involved, you know, what we should be looking out for. So
yeah,
on top of getting to mix and mingle with people that I really enjoy and respect.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's been great so far. Yeah.
These are the, we can talk next, but these are the type of modules that you don't even know this stuff exists until you come to events like this. And now we're going to start the conversations in-house, and what it's going to do is help push our company into the future, and we will hopefully become the future and lead that technology to the public space.
No,
Jake, this is the sun. He's shining.
I'm always shining, but
He's shining.
How's it going? It's been a great morning, you know, talking to the vendors, talking to the architects, the designers, and there's a lot of great people here. It's been a great experience, you know. Everyone's got a smile on their face, and you know that's what I look for. I love talking to people that's got a smile on their face. So, you know, we're excited. We want to do big things, and let's keep going.
Let's get this.
Let's go.
All right, thank you guys. It's my guy right here. All right, everybody, we're at Build Pittsburgh AIA, and we are with Eric Booth, who's the president of Desmond. And how long have we known each other? Maybe a year?
Yeah, I'd say so.
We probably met a year or so ago. Our company, L&L and Desmond, we've worked on a lot of projects together, and not only being business professionals and working as a team, but Eric's become a very good friend. Eric and his girlfriend Jen and my wife Adina and I, we go out, so it's been great to not only work professionally, but also we like to have fun and hang out as friends. So, but yeah, man, please introduce yourself and what brought your team to Pittsburgh AIA, and anything you want to say about Desmond.
Yeah, sure. So Eric Booth, President of Desmond. Me and the whole firm have been really big supporters of AIA at all the levels. So this is AIA Pittsburgh. This is one of our big events, Build Pittsburgh. But you see we have a pretty strong showing here. We probably have at least 10 or 12 of us from the firm. Because we support this. This is a great opportunity for us to interface with a lot of the people in the profession, contractors, suppliers, and so forth. You know, our vendors and our sponsors, who we're really, and you guys, we really thank you guys for being sponsors for this event and for architects in general. You know, the future is basically collaboration. And you know, the way to do things quicker, faster, better is to have better collaboration across the board in terms of what we do on the design side as architects, what you guys do on the contracting side, what the rest of the folks do here in terms of providing all the material for our projects. And so, you know, to that point about having a relationship that exists not just within the profession but outside, that's really about the integrated approach. So
yes. And as we always push, and I think these guys and their team see it, we're all about relationships, long-term vision, working as a cohesive unit between the architect and the customer and the trade partners, and at the end of the day, giving people everything that they want so they can live beautifully.
That's right, yeah.
They can live beautifully,
and they can
baby.
Thrive. So you have live beautifully, we have thrive.
They got to thrive. Yes. All of the above.
All of the above.
People thrive to live, thrive beautifully, but they thrive to live beautifully.
That's right.
I love it. But anyways, man, it's always good seeing you.
You too, sir.
Always, and we'll see you soon. We are here with Eric Phillips at Strata. Eric, if you want to just say a little bit about Build Pittsburgh and anything you have to share. We met, ironically, at Design Pittsburgh last year.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
You going again?
2023.
Are you going again this year?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We sat in the front row right next to each other. Both gave quick speeches.
Wonderful speeches, if I must say.
His was way better than mine at a different level. But we've stayed in touch since. It's been probably 6 months. We've done a happy hour together. We got lunch and
Strata and L&L, you know?
we're
work together here.
That's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. So very aligned mission, like their company and Eric, they do unbelievable work. But yeah, if you want to share what whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Build Pittsburgh, I come every year. It's a great spot to meet and greet for people in the architecture field and construction field. Good opportunity for CEUs to get our credits that we need for the AIA. You know, meet potential partners in business as well, like you, and you know, just a fun event.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
glad to be here.
It's good learning experience, good exposure, meet
Yeah.
great people.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Always
absolutely.
good seeing you. And
Absolutely.
we'll see you here soon.
Sounds good.
I'm here with Christian Pager from WTW. We have, our company's worked on a lot of projects with you guys, and we're actually actively working on one now. But want to introduce Christian, his company, and yeah, just tell us what brought you to Pittsburgh AIA, or Build Pittsburgh AIA, and feel free to introduce yourself.
Chris Pager from WTW. I guess you would say we're an AE Works company. So we're WTW is about 25 people in Pittsburgh here. AE Works is our parent company. They're about close to 100 people now, over 4 different offices. I came here to Build Pittsburgh. I just got done presenting. So I was presenting on sustainable rating systems.
Okay.
Actually, David was in the presentation.
Nice.
I was glad to see
Is it
that.
8 a.m.? At the 8 a.m.?
It was the second session,
Okay,
so
okay.
the 9:45 session.
Awesome.
So the session went over really well. We had about 30 people in the session. The session was really about sort of an overview of the proliferation of green building systems, right? So there are so many nowadays. You know, which ones do you select for your project and why? You know, so we had a panel of people there, and it was Gary Mosier from Mosier Studio, Quinn Tackler from Branch Pattern, and Mike Gwynn from Rochelle Doina. So the 4 of us presented on 5 different programs. You know, we could have presented on a dozen or more, but that's all we had time for. And then we took some questions and answers after.
Awesome.
So
That's awesome. From what I've heard, he's one of the best in sustainable building. Is what I've heard. Hence why he's presenting at such an elite organization, and that's awesome. So, anyways, great to see you.
yep, nice
We're
to
working
see you.
together here soon, and let's keep it moving.
Okay,
Awesome, man.
thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Yeah. All right, everybody. This is a very special treat right now, I have to say. We met Bob at the Pittsburgh AIA Happy Hour probably a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And ironically, with timing, my brother and I just had lunch, and there's B right there. But we had lunch with Bob this week, and just getting to know each other. Bob owns Shelton Construction?
Design build.
Shelton Design Build. He's an unbelievable architect. You should see his work. He self-designs, self-performs everything. So love to hear about your firm. And what also is very special is he's going to be the next president of Pittsburgh AIA. So Bob, tell us about yourself, what you see for the future of Pittsburgh AIA, and tell us about Shelton Design Build.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, first year here at the Carpenters Training Center for Build Pittsburgh. Love the venue, love the support, love the energy we have going on here. A lot of hands-on training. Looking for more and more support as the years go on here with, obviously the name is Build Pittsburgh. We've been in other settings that, have worked, but getting architects in a space that they can learn from craftsmen, tradesmen, get their hands on some materials. This is what learning is about for us as architects, to understand who we work with, what we work with. And so Pittsburgh AIA's, the chapter of AIA Pittsburgh has 125th year this year, so it's a big anniversary year for us. I'm fortunate enough to be incoming president for 2025. Happen to have a really, really big design awards event this coming fall.
We will be there. We will be there.
It's our annual design awards, but we're doing it as a Beaux-Arts ball, which is a traditional big gala event that's traditional to our industry, and having it in a really great venue to celebrate our 125th. Also the great projects that our firms have done in the past year. So really love the energy in this room right now. So I'm a small firm practitioner, have a design build firm, a total of 30 people in the organization, mostly focused on high-end residential work, some small commercial hospitality work, but we focus on both design and build integrated. So I love being here because this speaks to what we do as a practice. I employ both architects and carpenters. They work together, so I love that we're all mixed together here in this kind of a setting.
Yeah, it is very special, and there's a lot of products, individual products that architects have to figure out what type of products we want to put in, and also where GCs and other services that are offered. What I absolutely love about Bob being the next president is that he has hands-on experience with architects, engineers, designers, and also the people that do the work, the carpenters, and also a very high-level business acumen. So I think you, with your experience, you're going to be able to bring a lot to the table that maybe not everybody has the experience of the full big picture. So
Appreciate that.
it's, yeah, man, it's been great getting to know you so far,
Yeah.
and nice job. We will be at Pittsburgh Design AIA. It's probably what, October, November?
Beginning of November.
We're going to be there. We are the People's Choice Design sponsor, so we're looking forward to continuing being a part of these events for years to come. So,
Appreciate it.
nice job. Thank you. Hey, everybody. I'm with Sean Scheffler. He's at LGA, and he is the current president of Pittsburgh AIA. So, it's an honor to be here with him today. And just wanted to get Sean your perspective on. Tell us about Build Pittsburgh AIA. I know it was a venue switch from downtown to the Carpenter Building. And talk to us just a little bit about when you started at Pittsburgh AIA as a president and kind of the changes that you're implementing and what you see the future outlook.
Sure. So yes, as I am the president of AIA Pittsburgh this year. This is a big year for us. It's our 125th anniversary.
Yes.
So we've been talking about a few things for the past, maybe I'd say the past year or so leading up to the anniversary year.
Okay.
Revamping Build Pittsburgh, the event you're in right now, was one of those things. We were looking for a different venue, a venue that might be a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate than the convention center.
Okay.
Compromise is we're a little bit further out of town, but the benefit, the pros to that are a facility that allows us to do some hands-on training, to really lean into the build part of Build Pittsburgh, do some hands-on mock-ups with some wall flashings and build a masonry wall. We could never have done that at the convention center.
Yes.
So it's been a great opportunity to lean into what the building really offers to us and do a completely different type of programming this year than we've ever done in the past.
Yes. There's been several people and architects that came up that sat in on training where they're physically cutting wood, cutting 45s and explaining that process.
Right.
Well, that's great. So then outside of just the venue, just your time as president, what when you started and what you see towards the end of the year, what are some of the other changes outside of Build Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so the other big change that we're making this year, we are beefing up our Design Pittsburgh event in the fall, which is always our awards celebration, always our ability to celebrate good design in the region for the past year.
Yep.
But this year being the anniversary year, we are going to be promoting a Beaux-Arts ball. So we're changing venues for that also. We'll be at the Carnegie Museum of Art.
Awesome.
Incidentally, that institution's been around just as, they have been along as long as we have.
Okay.
Yeah, let me say that again. They have been around as long as we have, 125 years.
Awesome.
So it's an interesting little synergy there that they've been around in Pittsburgh as long as the AIA has been.
Yeah.
So we'll be having our celebration there. A little bit more of a formal gala than we've done in the past, and we're encouraging creativity.
Okay.
So if you can interpret that however you'd like.
I don't know what that means,
Yeah.
but we're definitely in.
Yeah.
And we are going to sponsor again as the People's Choice.
Right.
So we'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for all the support.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
This was a phenomenal event,
Yep.
and looking forward to working with you guys in the future.
Thank you.
Gotten the pleasure to get to know him and meet him, and through just our meetings, we got to meet you and a lot of your staff, and Eric has become a good friend, and we met Brian and Jake.
And now we're doing some work together?
We're doing a lot of work together.
Good, good.
So we've been doing a lot of work, and it's just been great getting to know him. But yeah, Chip, please tell us about your company, Desmond. You're the third generation.
I am.
And, please just tell us about Desmond Architecture, yourself, some of the projects you're working on, the cool ones, and yeah.
Well, we have a pretty diverse practice. It's, we're doing some multifamily, lots of apartment buildings, condos. We're working on a lot of higher ed. We've got some manufacturing and industrial projects. We have some high-end residential. We've got some hospitality projects, working on some clubs, golf clubs, and hotels. And what else we got going on? We've got some retail,
Yep.
and some restaurants, and a little bit of everything.
What's your very favorite project that you guys are working on that could have already started or it's going to start? What's like the best one?
My very favorite project I'm not allowed to talk about.
Any projects that are done?
But there are a couple. I would say, the Trip Hotel in Lawrenceville is one of my favorite projects. I would say that the Industrialist Hotel, downtown Pittsburgh, historic project,
Yep.
was also one of my favorite projects. I don't know. I think some of the high-end residential stuff that we do occasionally are good fun as well. We just did a really cool chicken coop for a client. So we're going to a big party next week for a client who we did a chicken coop for. We will do a chicken coop, and we will do a multi-million square foot manufacturing facility like we are in West Virginia right now. We're doing the new battery plant down in I think it's in Weirton. So it's a really big project. So we do a little bit of everything. It's lots of fun.
What I love about your company and you is the culture you have built organizationally, top down.
Yeah.
Everybody is unbelievably down to earth. Everybody is very cool. But when it's time for business, everybody's working hard. And when it's time for play, everybody can get along. And
well, culture is everything. And culture. Who said this? Culture eats strategy for breakfast. I think maybe Peter Drucker said that. Maybe not. But culture is what keeps people together and gets them to have fun doing their jobs and helps them to do the best job they possibly can for our clients, and they have a good time while they're doing it. So it's a lot of fun.
it's awesome. Yeah. What do you like about the Build Pittsburgh event and I guess Pittsburgh AIA in general?
Well, I used to be I was a president once of AIA Pittsburgh, so I have kind of an intimate knowledge of what it takes to pull this event off. It's really important and critical that we have all these vendors here, like yourselves, but like Duquesne Light and this insurance company, and all the different product manufacturers are here, Pella Windows, people like that, and Kingspan. And so, without them and you, we can't pull this off. So, it's really important that we have that kind of support to help us, get our learning units. And the other fun thing about it is that you get some really great speakers in. We get a great chance to see people who are our colleagues that we haven't seen in a long time. Like the guy I was just talking to here when you came up to me was my old college roommate. And Roger Hartung is a principal at IKM Architects, and a great friend. And we've spent a lot of time together in our lives, but we don't really see each other all that much anymore. So it's great to catch up and get together and talk about what's going on in each other's lives.
Awesome. That's special.
Yeah.
When obviously we're walking around, but we've got to see a lot of the same familiar faces, like this one right here. So it's awesome. Yeah. It's been great getting to know you, meet you, and just the L&L team and Desmond team, and feel a great partnership for many, many years to come.
Thank you, Michael.
It's good to see you, Chip.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been following all your social media stuff. You guys are knocking it out of the park.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
And we did the marathon last week.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, half anyway.
That's impressive.
So-
You ran it?
Yeah.
I don't run. It's on my thing. I'll run like maybe a mile and then I call it quits.
So I got that going on. I'm learning Italian.
That makes
once a
sense.
week in lessons. Yeah, I know.
You should be at this point.
And then I'm writing a novel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's
Say
keeping
all
me
this
busy.
stuff. All right. I want you to put all that stuff in what that. Are you ready? All right.
Oh, for
I'm
goodness
here. All right, everybody. We're with Eric Fisher of Fisher Architecture. Phenomenal guy and his wife Bea, which hopefully we'll find. But Eric, just to summarize our catch up right there, he just ran half the Pittsburgh Marathon. He's now writing a novel, which I just found out. And just great people, great architects. But please tell everybody you're at Pittsburgh Build AIA. Why is that? And
Sure. So we got asked to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We've had folks from 26 different countries working for our tiny business over the last 20 years of our business. So that's kept us busy. And then this afternoon, we're talking about getting big ideas built on a budget. And
Yes.
so we're into our particular notion of quality in design. And so often architects' budget runs short for the buildings they're designing. How can you accomplish quality architecture, especially in a city like Pittsburgh, where there's not as much money to
Yes.
build projects as in LA or New York? How can you do that on a budget?
Yep.
And it's a continuing issue for us and for architects in general.
And us too. Because a lot of time people don't know how to budget things as they go. So, sorry to cut you off too, but
No,
what
you're
we-
not cutting me off at all. It's interesting to me.
What we've been finding with a lot of these bigger jobs is doing design build, and an architect and a general contractor and a customer get together in the initial phases. And every time there's an iteration, you make budget updates so that everybody is aligned. So that's what we've been finding.
We've been working with, and you're familiar with this process, a negotiated bid
Yes.
that works similarly, where the architect, the contractor, and the owner all work together as a team. You get numbers at schematic design, again at design development, and again at CDs. The challenge is it's really hard for the contractor to know from a schematic set
Yep.
what the final set is going to contain. And
Sure.
the problem that we've had with the process, and I can't think of a better way to handle it, is that sometimes the numbers will go up by 30, 40.
Yes.
We had a project come in last week, it came in double
Yep.
what the contractor, who's good at what he does
Yeah.
and acts in good faith, came up with just 3 months earlier.
That's right. It is hard from an 8x11 piece of paper to a full set of construction drawings. And we're in the same boat, and we're trying to figure out the process of how do we solve that as a team. But I think that's very valuable that everybody's talking about it, because I don't think it's just us, and I definitely don't think it's just you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fantastic.
There's something about the nature of the process, though, that puts the architects and the contractors against one another. So anything we can do that helps form teams
Yes.
and brings us together is a valuable thing. Communication is so important, and understanding where each other's coming from.
And we've obviously worked together, we know each other, we approach everything very relationship based and not for one project, but lifetime. And so that is exactly what we want to narrow down, not the architect GC, but the architect GC customer like this.
Totally
So,
hearing.
So real fast, before we go, why don't you give a synopsis of Fisher Architecture and your just mission statement and what you design?
So our claim to fame is, if you Google Pittsburgh architecture, for the last 10 years, we've been at or near the top. We're hip with a certain coveted 18 to 24-year-old demographic, but that's because we do interesting, progressive,
Yes.
thoughtful work. We're a small business, so we get to spend more time on the designs. In architecture, more time means better work. And we follow the principle of pushing our designs exactly as far as we feel we can get away with without losing the client. Because our idea is to propel Pittsburgh architecture into the future.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I love it. Great seeing you, man.
All right.
Always good.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
I love that you just did it.
Ask him about his novel real quick. Can we get that?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
All right,
You can just hold that one too. Go ahead.
So I've been thinking about writing this book for 20 years. I wrote a memoir when I was in my 30s and then haven't really written since. So I've crafted the first chapter. The idea is to rethink Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead.
One of my favorite books of all time.
And I hate it because, and the reason is that I don't think that it talks realistically about the way architects actually lead their lives.
That's
and
fair.
I think too, the notion that a single individual, this genius figure, can work without a good team around him to effectuate real projects is not true. So what I wanted to do was write a book in which the characters aren't stereotypes or caricatures, they're real people, one. And then two, I wanted to write a book that talks about architecture and the way we actually lead our lives and the way projects actually get built, as opposed to the way we'd like them to work in our own minds.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It gets designed perfect, it's built perfect, and everybody's happy.
Yeah. And I get why you like the book. It talks about the value of design and architecture. It talks about the importance of standing up for what you believe.
Yes.
I get all of that.
Yeah, just different parts. But I see your point of view too. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to be the first person to buy your book. You let me know when you get close.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
I'll
Awesome.
do that.
Good
Okay,
seeing you.
take care.
I'll see you, man.
All right.
Take care, bro.
See y'all.
We just interviewed Eric, ironically, and I said we saw Bea earlier, so we got to find her too. But want to introduce Bea, her and Eric. You guys own Fisher Architecture,
Correct, yes.
and so we got a whole synopsis of your design and everything that you guys do. So please tell us about that. But Bea was the previous president of Pittsburgh AIA.
Yes.
So from last year to this year, what's your perspective on the event? And
Well, so I am super excited to be here with the Carpenters Training Center. I benefited personally from their evening classes, and I think it's very important as architects to be as informed as possible, not only on architecture, but also on the construction, so that we can work with you guys more efficiently.
Yes.
We can design things that makes more sense.
Yeah, exactly right.
So I think this is a great location. I'm very grateful that you guys are sponsoring. It's so wonderful, and I'm surrounded by friends. So I couldn't be happier.
Yes. And what's nice is with Ben too. Ben led the project, but we got to work on a project with Fisher Architecture, which is also very special. So we get to work together. We've had happy hours and lunches. We got to it's good to know you guys.
Absolutely, and we're grateful. I mean, like the one project I'm thinking, like the kitchen and the renovation, but it was more than that. It was just all redoing an entire section of a home, improving the flux, going around the house. And you guys were great. Did a great job. The client was fantastic and was very happy with the project as well. It left us a very good review. So we need partners like you guys.
All right, I love that. What I love about Bea and her story is Bea is from Italy.
Correct.
And every year, Bea and Eric go back to Italy.
Yes.
Just give us I'd just love to hear the story of how'd you end up in the U.S. real quick, and tell us about going back and forth. And
Well, so as it happens, as many Italians, we have cousins in the United States. And, here in the United States, everybody has Italian origins. So I am part of the Italian origins. A cousin here is an architect, invited me to do a 6 months internship. And 12 years later, I'm married, I'm a citizen, and I'm a business owner with Eric.
all right, Ben, any questions for Bea? Eric, come over here. Now that I got them both. Anything you'd like to say? Look who we found. We got both of them.
Yeah, I'd just like to say I'm just happy to be here and get to meet all my good friends. I feel like I've gotten to know so many people over the past couple of years, including you guys. I consider you to be friends.
Yes.
And I love collaborating with you, and I'm just happy to be here learning. I've actually already learned a ton this morning
great.
in all these different modules. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be back for sure. Yeah.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you guys.
Yeah.
Always.
Thank you so much.
See you in 2 weeks. Or is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, both
Appreciate
Yeah.
that coming.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Let's do lunch soon too.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
All right, we'll talk at your event 2 weeks.
For sure.
Awesome. Good seeing you guys. Yeah.
Take care.
we are with Michelle at Pittsburgh AIA. Michelle is the executive director and works basically hand in hand with the president.
Correct.
And we put on the events like Build Pittsburgh and Design Pittsburgh. But yeah, just wanted to say, thank you. They also helped us be the official sponsors for the event, which is great. And very proud to be that.
And we're very proud to have you.
So tell us just a little bit about AIA Pittsburgh and the event that we're at and some of the future. Yeah.
Well, AIA stands for American Institute of Architects. We are the Pittsburgh Regional Chapter, which means we cover an 11-county region of southwestern Pennsylvania. There are about 200 AIA chapters around the country, so we are for our region. This is a special year for us. We are 125 years old this year, so that it's called the Quad-Key Centennial. So we're doing some new things this year because we thought we would take advantage of our anniversary to look to the future and not just the past. Right?
Yeah.
So let's look at the entire architecture, engineering, contractor world and say, where are we going? Right? We know where we've been, but where are we going? And so part of it was having this event called Build Pittsburgh in a new space. So we chose the Carpenters Training Center because they're great people and they have a really cool space that resonates with our members' design, their members learn to build. And then we have a room full of vendors that in many different ways, right, have a piece of either product or construction or service in that space. And I can tell you already, this is a wonderful feeling of community at a conference that is also all about learning. It's a continuing education conference.
Yeah. I mean, it is very special. So this is L&L Ventures, and personally, my first time at Build Pittsburgh.
Cool.
And first off, it is an honor to be here. But what I see in at least the environment today, and we haven't been to some of these existing ones, is that you have the full flywheel of construction. You have the design, the architects, the engineers, then you have some of the GCs, you have then individual products like fireplaces, people that provide brick, that do different types of installs. So you have the full clockwork from conceptual idea all the way through build. And what more fitting place than the Carpenters Union, where there are machines here on site where they're actually doing real life demos and cutting wood. So it's very special.
It's very cool.
Yeah. And then obviously you're going to be running Design Pittsburgh. So if you want to tell everybody.
Yeah. So our
big
big event of the year is in the fall, and it's called Design Pittsburgh, which is a little bit more focused on the architecture community, and our partners. It focuses on celebrating all of the work that our members have done throughout the year or in recent years. There is an awards jury, so some people do get awards, but it's not all about the awards. It's really about the totality of the talent that we have in our 600 members. It's about 600. And bringing them all together to appreciate each other. And we also invite a number of the contractors, engineers, and related professions to join us and have a great big party.
Yes.
And people really enjoy that as well.
Yes. That was our last year.
Yes.
That was our first year. And I think it is a great way to deliver friendly competition. Everybody's trying to design most beautiful and what's best, and but everybody gets along too. It was a good event.
And maybe one other thing I would say, when we talk about awards, right? Sometimes people say, oh, what are you getting an award for? Is it the most beautiful or is it the most expensive? And it's not either of those, though that could be part of it.
Sure.
There's actually a 10 kind of point framework where we look at things like designing for sustainability, designing for well-being, like are we using products, right, that are healthy for human beings, particularly kids, to be around all the time. We're designing for ecology. Are we using the water well in this building, right? Are we just throwing the rainwater away? So it's very much about a bigger holistic thinking way of designing, right? How are we affecting the plants, the people, the economy, the ecology? And that's really what we like to focus on.
I do love it. It's so great to be a part of this big thing. And we know we're a small tadpole in a big ocean. But
small but mighty.
Small but mighty. Yes. Yeah. But we always say, our taglines live beautifully. We look at architects to design the space, They design it beautifully, we build it beautifully, everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
That's it. But it's been so great working with you. And I will say, everybody from Pittsburgh AIA has been tremendous to work with.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It is a great organization.
Thank you.
Looking forward to many years to come.
And we look forward to working with you for many years.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
See ya.